We're dealing with a proposition by Advocate Mnisi that accused number 1 was transported in a Ford Ranger to Diepkloof. You read from page 30 of the report of the 5th of February 2024. If we can also ask you to, just to give a proper context, to read the record of the 5th of February 2024, page 29. It's just a page before the one that you read from about line 4 or 5, yes, where there's an asterisk.
Yes, indeed, my lord. So it's page 29 for the proceedings of the 5th of February 2024. Line 5 reads as follows from Mr. Mngomezulu. Thank you, my lord. Mr. Sibiya, before we adjourned, we took a short adjournment. I was asking you about the time you interacted with Brigadier Kininda. You said it was more or less 30 minutes. So after that, what happened?
Ngicela ke ufakazi uBrigadier Kininda ukuthi aphinde afundeke mayelana naloko okushicilelwe phansi ke oquke khona kumsola oqala ke lapho umnumzana uSibiya ke la kodwa khona umnumzana Mngomezulu athi yebo ngiyabonga Nkosi enkantolo umnumzana uSibiya ngaphambi ukuthi sisathe ikhefu ke noma isikhathi esincane sokuthi siphumule ke lapho ke nakade kubuza ke mayelana nodaba lwesikhathi ke le analysis ke ngesikhathi umnumzana Brigadier Kininda bekanawe ke bezothi wathi wena ke lapho yebo ucathi mhlawumbe kwathatha nje imizuzu ewu30 noma imizuzu engaphansi kwalokho ke bese ngimuva kwalokho ke athi nenze.
Should I proceed?
Yes.
Then the response from accused 1, my lord, says from there they then said, let us get into the vehicles. Mr. Mngomezulu, yes. And then accused 1 said they drove again, and then when I just looked and saw us driving into Soweto.
Kuphendula kumnumzana uSibiya ke lapho ke wathi usuka lapho ke ngabe athi usuka lapho wathi wona ke bangene emotweni bese bahambe ke wathi umnumzana uNgomezulu yebo bese ngemuva kwalokho waphinda futhi waphinda kumnumzana uSibiya ke lapho ke wathi bashayela ke lapho ke ngesikhathi ade beshayela lapho ke yena uthi makabuka ke lapho ke wabona sebashayela kwindawo yaseSoweto.
Then under Mr. Mngomezulu, all right, where in Soweto? Accused 1 responds, at a certain police station in Soweto. And then under Mr. Mngomezulu, what is the name of the police station? Do you know? Then the response from accused 1 says Diepkloof. And then under Mr. Mngomezulu, who were you traveling with? Accused 1, do you mean? Then there's intervention, my lord. Then Mr. Mngomezulu says yes. Then accused 1 says, in the vehicle that I was in, then Mr. Mngomezulu, correct, yes. And then accused 1 says it was Muhula, Ngamane, and Mabena. Yeah.
Bese umnumzana Mngomezulu wathi lapho konke kulungileke ngesikhathi athi kulungile kade athi kuphike le ndawo eSoweto ke umsola wesicala athi lapho ke kade bekundawo ethize ene police station lapho ke eSoweto athi ngabe yini igama lesikhumulo sesiphoyisa lapho ke kade nikhona ke ngabe ngabonalo ulwazi athi yebo iDiepkloof ke lapho ke athi lapho ke ngabe kade uhamba nobani ke lapho ke athi ngabe uzama ukuthi isekhona ukuphazamiseka kade likhona ke lapho ke besathi umnumzana Mngomezulu yebo ngemuthi yebo ke lapho basathi umsolo oqala kade beyisemotweni ngabe uzama ukuthi kule moto bengukuyona athi yebo kunjalo ke basathi yena kade onomuhula uNcamane futhi noMabhena.
Yes, that is the last part.
Athi kuyiphela khona ke inkulumo yakhe.
Then you can just go to page 30 just to give a proper context.
As it please the court, my lord, shouldn't really this be matters of argument, my lord? Because if the internet exercise is to demonstrate that there are contradictions in what was said by accused when it was initially led by Mr. Mngomezulu and what he said when I started to put the version on his behalf, really those are matters of argument, are not matters that cannot, these are not matters that should be raised on re-examination. That is just my view, my lord. That is my submission, my lord.
Yes, Mr.
As a
Baloyi.
court, please, my lord. The fact of the matter is these propositions were put to the witness, and it was submission, my lord, that if there's other evidence on record that shows the contrary, this witness, my lord, can be asked to refer to those portions. It's only fair, my lord. It's not as if it's something that was not put to him.
So it's under re-examination.
Yes, my lord.
No, fine. Let's hear you then.
So, court, please. If you can just page 30, just the first 4 lines.
So page 30, my lord, of the proceedings still of the 5th of February 2024, under Mngomezulu, Mr. Mngomezulu, were you transported with the same Golf 7? Then the response from accused number 1, yes, it was. Others, there were cars behind and there were cars in front as well.
Thank you.
Bese khona kumaqhubeka khona njalo ke nesikhasi lamashumi amathathu ke lapho sithi 30 ngesingisi ke lapho ke lo shicilelo ade likhona la ngaphambi kwenkantolo ke mana necala leli ke umnumzana Mngomezulu wade ebuza ukuthi ngabe mhlambi bohanjiswa ngemoto yodwana ke leyo eGolf 7 ke lokufaka umsolo qalathi yebo kade kuyiyo ke kepha abanye kade beshela ke ngezinye ke imoto futhi bebakhona abashela ke ngemuva futhi kade bekhona abashela la ngaphambi kwabo.
Now, in cross-examination by Advocate Mnisi, he put it to that accused number 1 was never taken to Arlington on the 30th of May 2020. Says from Vosloorus was taken straight to Diepkloof. We just want to show you a portion of the record of 1 November 2023, page 27, line. If you can just read line 18 to 19, then proceed to page 28 and just put the whole of page 28 on record. Just the previous page first.
All right, so page 27, my lord, the proceedings of the 1st of November 2023, under Mr. Mngomezulu, accused 1, all right. At Arlington, what time did you arrive there?
Yes, you can then proceed to the next page.
Should I do the whole page from the top?
Yes.
All right, then that is now, my lord, page 28, and it starts with Mr. Buthelezi. No, there was a time when the suspect was given food, so he was eating at that time. Then under Mr. Mngomezulu, yes, thank you, sir. That is why I am asking along those lines. Mr. Buthelezi, well, after eating, there was no longer any reason why he should keep his handcuff from the back. So the handcuffs were moved to the front. And under Mr. Mngomezulu, okay, when he was eating, he was using a hand. Mr. Buthelezi, that is correct. Then under Mr. Mngomezulu, and the handcuffs were still in his hands. A response from Mr. Buthelezi, no, the handcuffs had been removed and he was eating and we were also discussing. Mr. Mngomezulu, you were there in one of the offices in Arlington. It is your evidence that at some stage you went out. Mr. Buthelezi, no, we stayed at the car park, if I remember correct. And then line 20, my lord, under Mr. Mngomezulu, that is the reason I am saying he was inside the building, one of the offices in Arlington. You went out and stayed at the parking lot. Mr. Buthelezi, that is correct.
Thank you.
Ke kade befunda futhi ke manodaba nomhlaba manoma nenkulumo ethi adishicilelwe khona njalo ke ngelanga loqala ke ngenyanga November ngomnyaka 2023 lapha ku class 27 ke lapho ke kumugqa wesi10 ngabuye enzansi ke khona kanjalo ke la mnumzana Mngomezulu wadabuza ke kumsolo oqala ukuthi athi all right kade use Arlington engasikhathini awafika esikhathini ke lapho ke bese yaqhubeka futhi yangaphambili ke mayiqhubeka inkulumo yakhona-ke iyakhasi elamaleli noma ikhasi elilandelayo-ke ikhasi le-28 lapho-ke la kwade khona-ke inkulumo phakathi baba Buthelezi futhi nobaba Mngomezulu la athi khona-ke no athi cha isikhathi abafika ngaso-ke lapho-ke nomsolwa bese wanikezwa ukutsha-ke wadla-ke lapho-ke kepha akasakhumula wathi kade edlana ngesikhathi leso-ke bese wathi umnumzana Mngomezulu yebo ngiyabonga-ke mnumzana futhi kungakho ngikubuza lo mbuzo mayelana nodaba lolo-ke athi-ke ubaba uButhelezi makaphendula yebo wadla-ke futhi ngesikhathi lesi wathi ngemuva kokuthi adleke ukudla kwakhe lapho kade ngekho esinye isizathu sabenzi bahlaleke lapho-ke noma bamgcine kubona-ke lapho-ke kepha kade mhlambe bemgaqile ozankosini ngesikhathi esibekadla lapho ngemuva kuyena-ke noma kade bewakhiphile noma mhlambe ela kuyena ngaphambili yini bese athi omunye okay kepha kade adla athi kulungile-ke kepha kade adla ngesikhathi leso kade kusenzeka lokho-ke futhi kade asebenzisa-ke izandla zakhe athi yebo kuyiqiniso lokho-ke wabuya futhi wabuza kumnumzana Mngomezulu ukuthi ngabe mhlambe ama-handcuffs kade akuyena-ke nomhlawumbe ushuthi ozankosi kade emgaxe ozankosi ngesikhathi leso-ke athi omunye cha kade ama-handcuffs bawakhiphile kuyena bangawafakile ngesikhathi lesi bebadla futhi nangesikhathi lesi kade bexoxisana ngaso-ke wabuya futhi wabuza kuba Mngomezulu ngalapho ukuthi ngabe bewukhona ngesikhathi lesi ngabe bewukhona lapho kumahhovisi alapho-ke Eratin ngesikhathi esikusenza ubufakazi lobu-ke ngesikhathi kusenza ubufakazi lobu noma bowuphumele ngaphandle yini bese athi omunye cha besikhona lapho besihlezi lapho-ke kule car park lapho kade uma ngabe ekhumbula kahle-ke wabuya futhi wabuza-ke kumugqa wesi-20 lapho ubaba Mngomezulu ukuthi kungakho ngikubuza lokho ngokuthi wena malana nodaba lofakazi bakho kuwukuthi kade ningekho ngaphakathi kwamabhilidi elilodwa lapho-ke Eratin waphuma waya ngaphandle-ke nahlala lapho e-parking lot athi omunye yebo kunjalo-ke wathi omunye ngabe kade khona yini abantu kade benilekelele ekuthizeni ba-escort-ke lapho komsolwa ngesikhathi leso yaphela khona lapho inkulumo.
Now, in cross-examination by Advocate Mnisi yesterday, he touched on Exhibit GG, the pointings out by accused number 1.
Yes, my lord.
On the 5th of June 2020, and he put it to that Lieutenant Colonel Hadebe did not keep the notes and or attach photos of the pointings out to his notes. You refer to the concluding paragraph of Exhibit GG, which is that is A142. If you can just again put that on the record.
ngesikhathi lesimnumzana uMnisi athi akubuza ke imibuzo manodaba lokuhamba beyokhomba-ke lapho-ke umnumzana usibiya futhi ahamba nobaba uButhelezi kuwukuthi kade ngekho ama-notes ade abhalwa phansi-ke lapho-ke usufakazi nobaba uBrigadier Ginini wathi cha kade akhona-ke ama-notes abhaliwe futhi wabuya wakhuluma-ke ngodaba lwe-statement esikhona-ke ngaphansi ko-A142.
Should I read the
Is it
only
the
para-
court, my lord?
Just a minute.
I think I was misunderstood. I never said there were no photos attached. I specifically said that there were no notes accompanying the pointing out. I never spoke about photos which were not attached, my lord. Thank you.
Yes.
That's how we have it, my lord. But in any case, you can just read into the record the issue on the notes, the last paragraph.
Okay, so it starts as follows, my lord. I pointed out the two places, the house where the shooting took place and the spot where I was dropped off after the shooting to Lieutenant Colonel Hart.
My apologies, my lord. Okay, ushuthi lapho malana nenkulumo lebhaliwe lapha paragraph ukuthi yena ke wakhomba indawo leyo ke izindawo ezimbili ezahlukene la kade bedubula khona ke kulomuzi loyo ke noma kade kudutshula khona ke kulomuzi loyo ke bese ngemuva kwalokho bahamba bokhomba ke indawo la kade yena bemshiye khona ke ngemuva kokudubula ayikhomba le ndawo ezimbili etshengisa ke lapho ke umnumzana uHade.
As it is the court, my lord, I do not intend to interrupt unnecessarily. But the exercise here, it's the information that his witness has been requested to read now into record. It was actually read into record by Mr. Khatebe, if I'm not mistaken, by Colonel Khatebe. And in fact, this witness, in answering to my questioned that there were no pointing out, there were no notes to the pointing out. I think he referred to the very same document and said, but these are the pointing out. So I'm just not so certain what is then the purpose of this re-examination in this regard.
As a good place,
Yes.
we're just going to show certain photos, and we just wanted to preface that with the notes, just to give context to the
No, but
photos.
he says, he never said there were no photos.
Well,
taken.
I'm just speaking of that note, Manot, but he specifically said there were no photos attached to the notes. That's my recollection of.
I recall this, the allegation or the summation was there were no notes taken by Khader. So that pointing out is self-corroboration. Because there were no notes taken. And I think your answer was to the contrary, that there were notes and you read some notes there.
That is correct, my lord.
Yes, and we just want to briefly. We're not going to be long, my lord. We just want to give context to
Okay, let's hear.
the photos that we want to show now, my lord. We're just going to show 3 photos for your.
Was it not denied that no photos were taken also? Hello?
Well, I just put it mildly that I think they said that no photos were attached, my lord. That is my recollection of the evidence.
And the other assertion was that there was no pointing out made by accused number 1.
Yes, indeed, my lord.
When the allegation is that they were pointing out said by whoever, they were pointing out of the scene of the crime scene and also the Basotho hostel.
Yes, indeed, my lord, and there is a point that we
Okay, fine.
just want you to briefly touch on. Brigadier Gininda, there are 3 photos there on the screen. If you can just maybe comment in light of the proposition that was made to you yesterday by Advocate Mnisi that you just referred to.
Manje kukhona ke ithombe ezintathu la kulesikhanyiso bacela ukuthi manje ubaba uBrigadier Gininda akhulume mayelana ney'thombe lezi ngoba khona ke inkulumo eqhamukile kuzolokhu ukuthi-ke ngesikhathi umsola uqala-ke bekahamba lapha-ke ngoba ubuthile izinakakazi abatshengise ukuthoke lapho-ke manje cela ukuthi ufakazi akhulume mayelana nodaba lolu.
So, my lord, the first photo on top is the house belonging to the Kumalos. In other words, this is the crime scene, house number 3511 Kutwano Street. That is a photo of that house. Then,
ufakazi manje isithombe simayelana nodaba lwesithombe sokuqala.
yeah.
Athi ila khona-ke kwenza ukuthi lesigame kunomuzi womndeni house number 3115 eKutwano Street.
And then the vehicle, the silver vehicle parked there is a vehicle that was used by the policeman. But this is now on the day of the incident, I suppose. Or of the pointing out. Sorry, my apologies.
Athi-ke imoto ekhona-ke ngalapha esikhangiso iyona moto esetshenziswa ngamaphoyisa ngelanga leli kade behamba-ke nomnumzana uSibiyakhe eyobatshengisa-ke lo muzi lona-ke ngesikhathi lesi kade batshengisa ngaso ngesikhathi se-pointing out.
And then photo 15, my lord. Let me just sit closer because it is accused number 1. I just want to be certain of the movement that he's doing there because it's a bit clear there. But it is accused number 1 standing outside the crime scene, meaning the position, in my recollection, that is the position I said, corroborates the part when he said he was standing outside when the incident took place. So it is accused number 1 standing outside the crime scene. I just want to see a closer look on the photos, my lord. The court can just bear with me. Photo 15. Yeah, yes, photo 15, my lord, is standing outside the crime scene where the deceased was shot, my lord.
athi yebo kulesithombe sesi-15 sho ukuthi ngishola ukuqala la kulana khona-ke ngaphandle yomuzi wesigameko ngesikhathi kade bedlula khona komufi yena bakame ngaphandle.
It is actually photo 14 according to the photo album where he points. It's just a photo, just above photo 15 where he is now pointing by use of his finger.
athi khona isithombe sesi-14 lapho-ke lapho nakhona atshengakala khona kwesithombe sesi-14 ngesikhathi lesi kade akhomba-ke ngomunye wakhe akhomba-ke ekhaya leli wakhumana.
Correct. Yes, that's correct, my lord.
Now, if one looks at the photo where the vehicle is, the one on the right-hand side and the one on the left-hand side,
athi-ke uma-ke umuntu buka-ke iy'thombe lezi khona-ke imoto khona-ke ey'khanyisweni ezimbili-ke.
are there any commonalities?
Esandleni sokunene futhi nasesandleni sokudla ngabe khona yini la zicishe zafana khona noma la zifana khonayo?
Yes, indeed, my lord. So the photo on the left-hand side, in my recollection, is the one that was taken back in 2014. And the one on the right-hand side, as I've said, my lord, was taken on the day of the pointing out on the 5th of June 2020.
athi-ke imoto lena khona-ke ngalana esandleni sokudla lesithombe lesi-ke isithombe semoto sathathwa ngeminyaka ya 2014 ngemuva kwenzeka izigameko lapho basathi uma ubuka isithombe esingalana esandleni sokunxelele kule langa le kade bekumsolo oqala belihamba namavithimba nalamaphoyisa noma nababuthelezi ngesikhathi ede okutshengisa okukhombisa-ke lekhaya leyo.
No, not Buthelezi. He was with Kenneth Radebe.
kade ngokukhanela isifundiswa lapho kade ngalayo ukukhanela ubuthelezi.
Right. Then the common features, my lord, the wall on the left-hand side. This is now the photo that was taken in 2014. It is the same wall that you can see on the right-hand side that is now in the picture taken during the pointing out in 2020.
athi-ke lapho isakhiwo ngesikhona ngaphandle sodwa ngisho lesithombe lenzela ngaphandle-ke idonga elilodwa lifana nangalana-ke lesithombe esikhona esendleni sokunene noma ibonda lakhona.
Then the mini power station, my lord, it is also the same. You can see it on the picture that was taken in 2014.
Objection, my lord. I'm very concerned that this witness is now leading evidence on matters that did not come out of my cross-examination on him. I never referred this witness to the photos there. So the state is now embarking on trying to clarify issues through this witness that never arise under my cross-examination, my lord. I only said in my cross-examination that by virtue of the fact that accused number one did not voluntarily point to those photos and then he was made to point, that could not have been a pointing out. So, but I never went through this process, my lord. So this is new evidence altogether. And probably if the state would want to lead further evidence, but it's welcome to make an application to the open his case, not through through re-examination as it is happening now.
Yes, Mr. Baloyi.
A witness can give vocal evidence, or he can use photographs to demonstrate his evidence. And that's precisely what this witness is saying, my lord, to just using the photos to explain his evidence, my lord.
They say you can't do that because he never asked that question.
There's a proposition that was put yesterday, my lord, by Advocate Mnisi.
What is the proposition?
Well, firstly, he said he never gave the Colonel Hadebe the directions. They took him to the place, and further on that.
No, just read what was put, so that you mustn't argue about whether he said this, whether he meant this. Just read what was put, so that we all can hear it.
Yes.
If it is relevant
yes.
or not. Whether it was actually asked or not asked.
And it was also put to him that he visited the scene, he did his own inspection in loco. It was also put to him that there was no content as to the pointings out, as to what the accused was pointing. And this precisely, my lord, what we're trying to show, the content, that they say there was no content to what the accused was pointing.
So the accused didn't point
Yes.
relevantly at those
Yes,
pictures, I mean those situations
Yes,
depicted in the pictures.
yes, and
They just pointed wherever, or there was
Yes.
no context.
yes. And we're just using the photos, my lord, just to show the content.
But was it put that he did point out, but there was no content in the
Yes,
pointing out?
yes.
Okay, Mr. Mnisi, that's what they're saying. What do you say?
My lord, as I said, accused version is,
No. Me, I'm dealing with
yes,
this statement. If it's attributed to you, as attributed to you by Mr. Baloyi, that
I
you
don't
say
know.
the accused,
Yes,
it was put by you,
yes.
the proposition that there was no content in what the accused was pointing at. That's what he says, unless I'm quoting you incorrectly, sir.
Indeed, my lord, that is precisely the point of the statement.
Yeah, so he says he's demonstrating that under re-examination, they say you can clarify. Here's the book, I've been reading it. Section 73. He says he's demonstrating that under cross-examination that it is not correct to say that. That's what he says, not me.
Yes, madam.
Now he's demonstrating the content, which he says you might have made a mistake when you put it, or your client. Okay, so I think that is allowed.
I want to put in context what I said, my lord.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, because I think my colleague, to some extent, misunderstood my question.
Oh, I see.
Yes. I said, by virtue of the fact that accused did not voluntarily point out as it is depicted in the photos, then that could not have been a pointing out that he voluntarily made, because he was,
So he pointed out, but it was not voluntary.
no.
But I'm quoting you. In me, I listen. You say, if the accused says, if he pointed out, it means he was forced to point out. He didn't do it voluntarily.
I'm still explaining, my lord.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yes.
fine.
I said accused
Yeah.
was told what to point.
Was told what to point
Yes,
out.
yes, to
Okay.
point out. It was not his pointing out, therefore. And subsequent to that, there's no information that is contained in the pointing out by the person who was responsible for the pointing out, Colonel Khadebe, to say, now at photo number 1, this is what accused person is pointing out at. Photo number 2, this is what accused person is pointing out at. All that we see are just photos with no explanation that came from the person who was holding the pointing out, as it would have been narrated by accused person as when he was pointing that, now as I'm pointing at this place, this is what took place. As I'm pointing at this place, this is what took place. So it is unfair now to expect Brigadier Gininda to come and give content into what was pointed when he was not involved in the pointing out. madam.
Okay.
Thank you.
What do you say, Mr. Baloyi?
To start with, I think what Advocate Mnisi is saying confirms what we read earlier on, that he says there's no content. He says the person who was conducting the pointings out did not, in his notes, mention that this particular photo represents a particular spot that was pointed by the accused. But more than that, my lord, Brigadier Gininda he testified that he was on the scene, and he can add further content, my lord, to the pointings out, my lord. He can state as to given his observations on the scene, his knowledge of the case, what do these photos represent, my Lord? We clearly, we submit, my Lord, that it falls on all fours with the cross-examination of Advocate Mnisi yesterday, that as we put it, that there was no content, my Lord, to the pointings out. And Brigadier Gininda is, given his knowledge, is explaining that, my Lord.
So the, as I recall the evidence, Brigadier Gininda says, after the alleged pointing outs, he went over. If I'm misquoting you, you must say it. And anybody here in court must say aye. I heard you say that after you had received the report on the pointing outs, you went over that report.
That is correct, my
Or
Lord.
the notes, whatever. And out of your own volition, in collaboration, you left and went to the scene
That is correct, my Lord.
to do your own collaboration, viewing whether in fact what was pointing out when you were further investigating, that's the word you used, corroborate the pointing outs allegedly made by alleged accused number 1 and noted down by Khadebe and photographed by the photographer. What's that guy? Mapalala Masima.
Pakela.
Meyiwa, that's it. That's the evidence I listened to. He actually went there. That's not me saying that. To go and find content. So that question is allowed.
Has the court please this? Yeah, you can carry.
Kade khona umbuzo
We're almost done. I think the witness was busy with the mini electricity
Oh,
box.
okay.
kade khona umbuzo qhamukhile kukhanya kummelweni ngendawo ngembangela ukuthi kade icala kuBrigadier Gininda ukuthi akasho noma akhulume ke phecelezi ke Baloyi ithole isifana lesikhanyiso sethike esifanele ngaphambi kwenkantolo ke bese washo khona njalo kummelweni ukuthi yena akakazi akubuzeke lokho ke noma ngena inkulumo ngesikhathi esindlule lokho ukuthi ngesikhathi umsola uqala ke bekahamba lapho ke nobaba ukhati right ngoba kade ngesikhathi yokhomba lapho ke ukuthi yena akakazi akhombe ngemvuno yakhe noma kanye ilungelo lakhe ngoba yena kade bemfosile ukuthi akakhombeke lapho ke noma kade ephuqelekile ukuthi akakhombeke lapho ke bese wathi ke manje ngemuva ukuthi uBrigadier Gininda athole ke ucwaningo lolu mhlawumbe ufakazi ukuthi abuthole kwabo khadele ngemuva ukuthi ehambe nomsolo oqala ke yokhomba lapho ke naye wahamba mathupha ngokukhethekile ehamba kuyobheka le ndawo esigamile ukuthi ngabe indawo enjani ke ekuthizela hlanganisa ufakazi lobo bakutholile futhi nalokho akazobe abonile lapho ke manje wathi ke inkosi enkantolo yavuma ukuthi umbuzo lokho baqhubeke bawubuze.
When objection was raised, your comment on the electricity mini substation.
That is correct, my Lord. So I was indicating that in the first photo on the left, that was taken in 2014. One can see the mini substation, the electricity substation, which is also depicted on the second photo on the right-hand side. That was taken in 2020 when the pointing outs were done, my Lord.
Athi ke wona bawubheka lelo kuzana igesi ekhona ke ngalasho le bayibhayithi ingozi umadingo bathebe wathi bekhona ke ngonyaka 2014 lesithombe lesike ade lesiphethile lesidlaka esithathe sokunyakeke uthi noma ubuke ukuthi bekhona lesande sokudla kade ikhona futhi lelo kuzana yodwa ke ngesikhathi ukuthi kuthiwa kithome ngomnyaka ka 2020 ngenyanga ka June.
Further to that, my Lord, if you look at the first photo on the left-hand side, one will see that just above the mini power station as well as the wall, you can see that the house is a face brick house with gutters which are black and obviously the roof. One can see the same on the third photo, photo number 15, in terms of the face brick and the black gutters. So that has not changed, but in addition, on top of the roof, on the photo of 2014, there's sort of like, I'm not sure whether it's a geyser, that equipment on top of the roof. That equipment is still available on photo 15, that was taken in 2020, as well as the power, what they call it, I just forgot, but the light, my lord, I just forgot.
Apollo.
Apollo.
I know Linga Franca of the townships better than you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Athi-ke uma ngabe ukhuluma futhi ejobela mayelana nesithombe lesi asilana ecaleni laphezulu-ke athi ungabuka la kusona kusho uphahla lalo muzi futhi nayibona lalo muzi-ke ngibone elifana namashini aleli khona lesithombe esilala ngenzansi-ke futhi noma ubheka amagatazi la amnyama-ke akhona ngalana futhi nesithombe lesi akhona-ke futhi athi kulempela elakhona la phezu kophahla lalo muzi athi akanaso iqiniseko sokuthi ngabe mhlawumbe iyibiza noma mhlawumbe iy'ndlela ezolele khona la phezulu utathelele ukuzana khonakala-ke futhi nangalana futhi ikhona-ke kubeyodwa futhi ukhona nesibane esikhulu esikhanyisa-ke lapho-ke esikhona kwesithombe esilala ngenzansi futhi nakwesithombe esilala ngaphezulu athi sasekhona naso.
Now, my lord, of utmost importance is that when I did the corroboration and visited the scene with the notes and also guided by the photos, then during the course of the investigation, I found that the photos depicted in photo, the one with the counter right-hand side, and the one photo 15 with the accused, it is indeed number 13511 Kutlwano Street. That is now the crime scene where this offense took place in 2014, and as indicated in terms of the structure by photo number 1, the first photo on the top left.
Athi ngesikhathi ehambile nayo ukuza kusesha kuqala athi mabuka isithombe sika-15 futhi isithombe sokuqala esikhona-ke ngalapho-ke futhi kwisithombe sa-15 la kube khona kumsola wokuqala-ke khona-ke athi ulo muzi oyedwa-ke umuzi lapho dla khona-ke udlame ngeminyaka 2014 kade kwabula khona-ke umuzi.
Now, Advocate Mnisi cross-examine you on the transparent money bags that were found in the downloads of the phone of accused number 3. That's when he started with his cross-examination. Just want to show you a photo that forms part of Exhibit S. What is your comment?
Bathi khona-ke umbuzo oqhamukile lapha kumnumzane Advocate Mnisi ngesikhathi yabuza-ke imibuzo-ke mayelana nomsola lapho-ke la buza khona-ke ngesikhwama kade sibe sinemali-ke ngaphakathi kade sithwebulile qhamuka kumakhalekhukhwini womuntu noma ucingweni lomuntu-ke lapho-ke bathi mabuka isithombe lesi lasala lapho ku-Exhibit S ungakhuluma uthini-ke ngaso?
Yes, my lord. So this is the photo I was referring to that contains a see-through plastic bag with money inside, and this is the bag, the photo of the bag of money that I said was found in the downloads of accused 3, allegedly, and as well as on the phone of Miss Kelly Kumalo, as well as Longo Twala. This one in particular, my lord, is the download that comes from the phone of accused number 3. That was downloaded under Cleveland case 96 of 2015.
Athi-ke isithombe uma kukhuluma ngesithombe lesi pichelezi isithombe esisodwa-ke esatholakala laphakathi kocingo lakwamhlola wesithathu. Isithombe lesi esithi i-plastic bag mani see-through plastic bag mashiki plastic khona ngekho ukuthi ubone ngale kwayo-ke noma ngaphakathi kuyona-ke. Athi isithombe lesi esikhona-ke lana abasedownloada phakathi kocingo lakwamhlola wesithathu. Athi futhi lesithombe lesi esisodwa isona sithombe basithola ngaphakathi kocingo labalongethwala futhi noKelly Kumalo.
In cross-examination by Advocate Mnisi on the 21st of May, he took you through your affidavit exhibit ZZ1 and referred you to paragraph 3.1, and a reference was made to Mr. Sifiso Zungu, also known as Gwabeni, and the proposition was put to you that he did not testify and that his...
No, you're incorrect. It says
Yes.
Sifiso Zungu,
Yes, Sifiso
also
Zungu.
known as Gwabeni.
Gwabeni, yes.
I was in a different court, I'm sure. Is that correct, Mr. Investigator? You're not listening.
I was just trying to...
Just
make-
repeat what you said.
Yes. During cross-examination by Advocate Mnisi on the 21st of May,
Right?
he asked you about your affidavit, that's exhibit ZZ in brackets 1,
Yes, I recall.
and he asked you specifically regarding paragraph 3.1 thereof.
Okay.
And reference was made to a witness by the name of Mr. Sifiso Zungu. Is that correct?
I just don't remember the contents of how, my lord, it was made. If I'm a bit, that's what I was trying to get my
But
mind.
sorry,
into.
for me,
Yes.
for me to understand, Senzo Zungu, his other name is Gwabeni.
That is correct, my lord.
Okay, fine, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
He has actually said he's of the Gwabenis also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, it was
Okay.
put to you that he didn't
Alright.
testify in these proceedings and that what he says is hearsay evidence. Now, the question is this.
bathi khona-ke inkulumo eqhamukayo nommeli ke la u-advocate Mnisi mayelana nodaba laka-Sifiso Zungu bamise ngegama likagwabeni ekuwukuthi nakakaze-ke aze ngaphambi kwenkosi enkantolo azothula ubufakazi bakhe-ke manje kusho ukuthi kade athi ummeli inkulumo ekhulunywa nguSifiso kusho ukuthi ungizwa nje kuphela kwenkulumo-ke.
Yes, that I do recall, my lord.
Yes.
Athi yebo ngiyakhumbula-ke lokho.
The question is, do you know as to why he did not testify in these proceedings?
Manje kumuza ukuthi ngabe unalo yini ulwazi lokuthi kungani engezile la ngaphambi kwenkosi enkantolo azophana ngofakazi bakhe.
Yes, I do, my lord.
Yes.
Athi yebo ngiyazi.
I'm going to say it with utmost respect, my lord, but I'll say it as it is. During the consultation with the state, he indicated that he was fearful of his life, of a
Okay.
possible assassination.
Thank you.
Ngathi uzoyisho ngokukhulu kokuhlonipheka futhi yena-ke ngesikhathi bekakhulumisana phecelezi nehlangothi noma nethimba labeshushisi athi ubhekadegi ninda watshelwa uSifiso ukuthi naye uyasaba usabela impilo yakhe ukuthi naye bangambulala.
Yes.
As it is the court, my lord, I perceive there to be new evidence, and I'm going to request to be afforded the indulgence to further cross-examine this witness on that very same aspect, on the reason why Gwabeni has not come to testify, because he has referred extensively to Mr. Gwabeni, and when I said to him he has not yet testified, that would have been an opportunity for the witness to tell this court why. But now this, we
Therefore, you're entitled, if it's new evidence, you're entitled to cross-examine.
as it is the court.
Mr. Baloyi is an experienced prosecutor, he knows the law.
Thank you.
This is by all means, my lord. Thank you. Advocate Mnisi questioned you at length about the Section 105A process that accused number 2 had initially embarked upon. Are you familiar with the Section 105 process of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977?
Bathi khona-ke umbuzo wade ubuziwe kade ubuzwa phecelezi ngokwezomthetho-ke usection 104 we-Act of 1977 ngabe nalo yini ulwazi lwalo mthetho?
Yes, I do. I am familiar with it, my lord. It is a section that deals with the plea bargaining between an accused person and the state. And
Now, wait. Who are you talking about, Mr. Baloyi?
Accused number 2.
Accused?
Accused number 2.
Me, because I understand the law. Is that evidence admissible?
Well, we're not referring to the content, my lord. Yes.
Is that evidence admissible? If a person enters into a plea bargain and subsequently the talks fall off, is it admissible thereafter?
Well, you may not refer to the content thereof, but the defense out of their own bed, Advocate Mnisi, referred to Section 105.
Did you refer to it?
Yes, he
That's-
did, my lord. He
I didn't hear it. Sometimes I'm
cross-examined.
deaf.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He
No,
cross-examined.
it's fine that because that's critical.
Yes.
I've trained judges who are even in the constitutional court.
Yes.
Don't want them to say how. Well, it's a law.
Yes.
Evidence which is inadmissible, he admits.
Yes.
So please, before we proceed, get that. It must be on the record.
Yes.
If it was us, fine, get it. What
We'll-
happened now?
We'll find the relevant portions.
So that it must be clear. Otherwise,
It's now 1550, my lord.
how?
It's now 1550. 1500 hours, 50 minutes.
What?
No, it can't be.
Or 40, my apologies. You're going home now.
Yeah,
You're going home, my apologies, man.
I won't accuse you of drinking something. You know what? Let's adjourn now, and you must look for that part of the evidence. Because it's critical, that's what you're saying. And I don't think I heard such evidence. I've been listening here for the past 2 years. I know there are guys who will listen. I did not hear that. I would have stopped whoever wanted to refer to it and warned him of the consequences. Are you with me, Mr. Baloyi?
He did extensively.
Okay, fine.
So, and we did, my lord, try to
Okay, fine, it's possible.
alert him to the danger.
Let's adjourn here so that you get me, you get all of us
Manje ke
that piece of cross-examination.
We can come back to it and proceed with
The other stories. Okay, fine.
with other issues. Advocate Mnisi questioned you on the description of accused number 2 given by the witnesses. This we see on the record of the 29th of November 2024, pages 87 to 88.
Yes, my lord.
bathi khona ke la kade ubuza ke umbuzo umnumzana advocate Mnisi malana nesikhangiso noma nendlela atshengakala ngayo ke umnumzana uNtanzi athi yebo ngilalele.
Just so that there's clarity on that aspect, just read the highlighted portions.
So the highlighted portion, Malud, can we agree, is it accused number 2 or 3? Because this one, I think...
Accused number, cross-examination by Advocate Mnisi.
Oh, all right, okay. So it's page 87, the date, my lord, is 29 November 2024. Then under Mr. Mnisi, it says, my lord, thank you. Now let us proceed. Photos downloaded, taken of accused by himself, selfies. Match the description of the suspect who had the firearm with red locks, big eyes, and with gold teeth.
Yes.
Bakhuma phecelezi mana nenkulumo iqhamukiswa umnumzana ke uadvocate Mnisi ke lapho ewola ke ngaphansi kweclass les 87 ngelanga la 29 zaka November ngomnyaka 2024 lathi ngiyabonga ngicatha siqhubeke sihambe ade ithome kade bethubulile lapho ke ecungweni la kamsolo wakhe lapho ke esithula futhi wathatha ukuthi uselfie ke ithome zakhona ke lezo ke futhi athi ziyahambisana ngamashini ethome zalomuntu kade athi umsolo wakhe lapho kade aphethe ke sibhamu umuntu wakhona ke enama threats futhi anamehlo amakhulu ke futhi enezinto legolide ke.
And then on page 88, my lord, of the same date of 29 November 2024, line 10, under Mr. Mnisi says, were taken by the accused himself with dreadlocks, big eyes, and with the golden teeth. We can request the state to page for us on there, so that the accused person can also follow. Start with the first picture.
Thank you. Thank you. That's
Is that all?
Yeah.
Bese ke khona njalo lapho akhuluma khona ke ubaba uMnisi advocate Mnisi ngaphansi kweclass les 88 lapho ke kumugqa wesitheni amahlangu ka10 lathi khona ke ithombe lezi zathathwa phecelezi ke lapho ke umsolo wakhe yena kade uyena kade ayithubula ke ithombe lapho ke futhi kade anama threats ke yena ke futhi anamehlo amakhulu futhi enezinto legolide ke yena ke ati futhi lokho singaze sicele kwihlangothi le noma kwithimba ke lezo shishiso ekuthizini basihambise ke kulocus ke lelo ke bese umsolo azokhona ukuthi ayivumeke lapho ukuthi ngabe uye yini osesithombeni noma akusuye sesithombeni.
We just want to show you extract of Exhibit S.
No.
Sounds like there's an objection.
Objection, my lord. Number one, I'm not even so sure that the portion that this witness has been requested to read is an extract from the record.
Is it not an extract from the record, sir? You're saying you're manufacturing evidence. Like I was told, I'm colluding.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, my lord, I'm not so sure. The reason why I am saying that, I know for a fact that sometimes a person would ask questions based on their notes. I don't
understand you. Are you reading? Where are you reading from, sir?
I was reading from the transcript of the record.
Is that the transcript?
Yes, that's the transcript.
So that should be the record then.
That's
the record of this court.
Thank you, my lord.
Fine.
But number two,
yeah,
The photo that has just been depicted here, I'm objecting very strongly because it's a photo that has just been handed over to us, I think 3 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, my lord. And then we asked the state, what is it that you intend to do with this photo? There was no answer. We're still waiting for the state to lead evidence in respect of this photo. As to where did they get this photo from, on what circumstances, who gave them this photo, what is the purpose of this photo, my lord? I'm going to object that this witness should therefore be led in the context of this photo. Thank you.
Understands that, Mr. Baloyi.
Ngaba-ke umele ekuthizeni sikhulume ngale sithombe lesi mayelana noma phecelezi ngasithombe esikhona ke isikhangiso lesi-ke ngoba sibona isithombe lesi wasithola ke emasontweni amathathu-ke adlule futhi ngesikhathi bethola ke isithombe lesi-ke babuza ukuthi manje isithombe lesi sani futhi kuyini esiyoyenza mayelana nesithombe lesi-ke kepha bakaze bathule lutho mhlawumbe impendulo iqhamuka hlangothi noma kwithimba-ke labashushisi-ke lapho-ke futhi athi isithombe lesi ngabe imbangela ukuthi noma isizathu sakhe sikwenza ukuthi anqabeke lapho kuwukuthi isithombe lesi-ke basithola kuphi-ke futhi ngaphansi kwezimo ezinjani nongaphansi kwesimo esinjani-ke lapho-ke kungakho agcina enqaba ekuthizeni bakhulume ngodaba lwesithombe lesi.
As you could please, my lord, as my learned colleague has pointed out, we gave this photo, or these photos along with photos of accused number 2, and intimated to them that we want to use these photos in re-examination. And we explained to them that these are extracts of the downloads of Exhibit S, my lord. We did explain to my colleagues that these are downloads of Exhibit S, and we also, as I mentioned, gave them the downloads of the photo of accused number 2, being the downloads of Exhibit DD4, and we pertinently explained to them that we want to use those photos in the examination in light of the
Okay, but did they agree?
We never got to that point. We just told them that this is what we intend to do.
And what did they say?
My lord, I think they just accepted the photos, and I don't remember any objection being raised at that point. But in any case, my lord, just to allow the flow of re-examination, we submit, my lord, that this re-examination be allowed. If my colleagues want to further cross-examine on those photos, they are at liberty to do so, my lord. But this arises from the cross-examination, my lord, as we've just indicated, and
It arises from the cross-examination of
Brigadier Gininda. And all that we're using, my lord, as we indicated earlier on, a witness can give viva voce evidence, or he can use photos to demonstrate his evidence. These exhibits are already before court, handed through Sergeant Mabasa as Exhibit S. They were downloaded on a memory stick. My colleagues, all of them came to the office, and we downloaded these photos for them on the memory stick, and they do have these photos, my lord. This is not something new.
Yes, so they say they're surprised at this evidence. They don't tell me that they had a discussion with you. They say they don't know where it comes from, this evidence. Am I quoting you correctly?
That is perfectly correct.
I listen.
Yes.
I say, as you go to Puma.
Yes. But another thing is, it has never formed part of my cross-examination in this evidence. We're still waiting for the state to lead evidence on these photos that they gave us. And the state does not actually dispute the fact that they gave us these photos only 3 weeks ago.
So,
okay,
you know what,
Yes.
Mr. Baloyi, just, it's either you lead evidence,
Yes.
as they say.
Yes.
Otherwise, you'll be here forever and ever. Lead the evidence.
Well, the evidence is already there.
Then you lead it again, because they say they're not aware of that evidence. You say Sergeant Mabasa, I remember that.
Yes,
Downloaded that.
yes, and testified.
And those photos which were downloaded were 749, blah, blah, blah.
And we said with
I
them, we
mean, I
viewed
remember
those.
all that. Now they say they are not aware of these photos. They only saw them 3 weeks ago.
No.
Despite the fact that I listened to evidence and we adjourned for 2 weeks. And people were saying they are going to examine about 749
Yes.
photos.
Yes,
I remember that. I'm going to adjourn. Sorry, I'm going to adjourn because we're going up and down. You'll decide what to do.
Well,
If you want to use that evidence, lead evidence on it. Okay. I don't want to be accused that I'm favoring the state or what. I can recall that evidence, that there were 749 photos.
Yes.
And we adjourned for 2 weeks. And people came here and said, we have seen all these photos. We have examined all of them. Now we don't know these photos.
But my lord, for the sake of progress, can we make this suggestion that we proceed? If my colleagues want to challenge the evidence or cross-examine the witness on those photos, by all means they can do so. But these are issues that arise from cross-examination. And we are perfectly, my lord, entitled to raise these issues with Brigadier Gininda and using the evidence that is before court. There's nothing wrong with that, my lord. I don't see the point of
Let me
evidence
tell you,
that's already on
Mr.
record.
Mnisi makes a thin line point to say that he never led the cross-examination on that point. But the point of the fact is, when Brigadier Gininda gave evidence, he was giving evidence being led. And according to you, you say he was led on that evidence.
Yes, the exhibit S.
Yeah, so Mr. Mnisi was not there. That's why I said to him, he's got 3 months or what have you to read all the evidence so that he must know when you're talking about an aspect of the evidence is not lost. But it's obvious it's lost. So let's adjourn so that you guys can talk about where you find this evidence, etc., etc. Is that okay?
Well, that's in order, my lord, but that we've already indicated to them, but we can have another round of discussion.
Are you aware of that evidence, Mr.
My lord,
Ramsipi?
my lord, let me give context to this photograph together with the other set of photographs for Mr. Ntanzi. We received these photos 3 weeks ago, and I personally asked Advocate Baloyi. I'm not aware of these photos.
Wait. Unless I am wrong.
Yes.
They did not form part of the 740 something photos.
They did not form part of Exhibit S that Mabasa testified
You
about.
see, are you listening, sir?
Well,
They were not part of that.
we can maybe view those photos again.
Oh, God.
But this is what we selected from those photos. But if they want to view them again, my lord, by all means, we can get together tomorrow.
My lord, it's not, sorry, Mr. Advocate Baloyi, it's not even a matter of, my lord, of viewing them again. Indeed, we attended, all of us, at his offices, and of the 700, only a few were selected for Exhibit S. And Warrant Officer Mabasa came and testified about only the few from the 749 or whatever number it was. And this was, we only received, and I specifically asked my learned colleague, what's the source of these photos and what is the intention? That he said he's going to use them in re-examination. It's not the truth.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm standing on that.
Yeah, interpret.
My lord, why did we give them the photos? I mean, we did tell them, and I'm.
You know what my problem is? I've got senior counsels here, senior. One is saying you're lying, never happened. He says it happened. I told you about this court. When we were trained,
Yes.
an assertion by your colleague is the truth. Now,
Yes.
Mr. Ramosipidi says you're lying. It's not the truth.
I can even, there's
You
an
see, now
email.
we are taking out something to show that he is lying, in fact. We'll go like this until Mandela rises from the dead.
Let me see if I can find an email that we sent to them
ithombe lezi
with the photos.
ubaba advocate Baloyi lana ke ufuna ukuthabuze kwabo Brigadier Jackson ke ngofakazi ngoma afakaze ke ngazo manje ithimba labameleli ngelanqaba kuthizeni ke bakhuluma ngazo ke ithombe lezi phecelezi ithombe lesi esivelile ke sakamnumzana kokade wathi umsola wesibili lapho ke kepha ngembangela ukuthi ithombe lezi bathole bayithole emasontweni amathathu andluleke abakaze bayithole ezihambisana nezithombe lezi la warrant officer amabasa sele aqhamuka khona noma wenza ngaphambi kungesenkantolo ke uzafika ufakazi phecelezi mina nodaba lwethombe lezo ke athi kepha ke ukhumule khona njalo kukhona ke ithombe lezi ke warrant officer amabasa wakhuluma ngazo ke ithombe lezi ade bethubulile ke ezo 749 ngesikhathi esibakhuluma ngofakazi bakhe la enkantolo ke kepha ithombe lezi ade bekhuluma ngazo ke manje ubaba Advocate Baloyi ke bathi akusiyizo ithombe zihambisana nezithombe lezi bona ke bayithola ke njengethimba labameli ke bathi ithombe lezi bathola kumasonto amathathu andlule ngesikhathi lezi ade bevakashila lapha ku-office lethimba labashushisi abakaze bayithole esikhathini sendlule mhlawumbe ngaphambilini ethizini bayilungisele noma bayihleleke ngazo noma bahleleke ukubuza imibuzo manje phecelezi lethombe lezi ke manje banqaba ethizini ukuba ithimba labashushisi ke noma u-Advocate Baloyi abuze imibuzo ke kufakazi okhona la enkantolo Brigadier Jackson phecelezi lethombe lezi ade besitshengisa zona kulesikhangiso lesi.
My Lord, on the 10th of April.
Wait, before you read us, let's give Mr. Ngumalo a chance also to comment.
My Lord, it is new evidence, and if it is new evidence, it has to be rejected, not unless if the state makes an application for the reopening of the state case to lead that evidence.
So all what you're telling the court, Mr. Baloyi, it never happened.
I did attend that session where 700 and something photos were given to us in a memory stick, but out of the 700 pictures, my Lord, Exhibit S was compiled.
Okay, fine.
And in that exhibit, that is Exhibit S, there is no such a photo in that
And
exhibit.
this story about you, him saying that he spoke to you guys and said, you know what, I'm going to use this for re-examination.
It's 3 against 1.
Manje
I never had such.
Okay, fine.
kati
So,
buza
okay,
ke
fine.
ukuthi inkantolo ukuthi mana phecelezi nezithombe lezi ke kusho ukuthi manje kwenzakalani ke ngazo ke athi ke abameli bonke bathi bona kade beyile umhlangano wabo ngesikhathi sebelizwe ithimba labashushisi lapho ku-office wabo ke bakafutha babafakela ithombe lezi ke ngaphakathi kwama-memory stick bathi ke ithombe lezi abakhuluma ngazo ke manje ke bathi isithombe lezi kukhulunywa ngazo ke esikhathini samanje ke isithombe lezi kade zikhona kulesikhangiso lezi ke kade zingahambi zingekho ngaphakathi komibukiso noma ngaphansi ko-exhibit S ke lapho ke manje sho ukuthi lapho ke bathi bona ke sho ukuthi ithimba labashushisi seliqala ke uvula icala kabusha ke lapho ke mayelana nodaba lwey'thombe lezi uma ngabe ithimba labashushisi lifuthi libuza ke imibuzo mayelana nodaba lwey'thombe lezi kumele ukuthi babuye la ngaphambi kokusenkantolo ke besebenza isicelo sabo sekuthizeni babuze ke ubaba uBrigadier Jackson phecelezi ngey'thombe lezi abasitshengisa zona kulesikhangiso.
Yeah, you're saying...
On the 10th of April, 2025 at 16:15, contrary to what is being said here that they got the photos 3 weeks ago, on the 10th of April, 2025, 16:15, I attached the photos and with the message, dear colleagues, we have extracted the attached photos from the phone downloads to be used as evidence. Attached an amended exhibit list, kind regards. And in fact, Mr. Ramsepili said, then came back and said he did not receive the photos, and I resent them to him on the 11th of April 2025 at 13:54, and he confirmed that he has received them. So it's been almost 2 months, which now, according to my colleagues, they say
okay, let's... Yeah, fine. Let's leave it to rest. So,
yeah.
so what's your time now?
Yes, it's 15:08, my Lord.
Yeah, let's adjourn and just get your horses.
Yes.
What did they say? That your ducks in a row.
Yes. With the defense, yes.
Well, I don't know if you will, but you,
Yes.
because you want to use whatever.
Yes.
Get that in a row. If you must bring an application, bring an application. Whatever. I don't know what you want to do.
Yes. There's a court case, my Lord.
Ngicela inkosekade ukuthi simise kancane ke nokuqhubeka necala ke namuhla uma ngabe ithimba labashushisi nalokho emelwe kwenzeke sikahambe lolungisa ukuthi kusasa masibuya ngalana ngaphambi kosenkantolo ke enze isicelo sakhe ngofakazi ukuba angathanda noma afisa ukuthi ke abuye ngaphambi kwenkantolo.
Because I have senior guys, they meet all of them. and they come out of a meeting, and then they've got 4 versions. Actually, it's 5 versions. 5. But they met together and agreed. But when they get out, there are 5 versions. And it's not the first time it happens.
Yes, yeah, but my lord, we are court officials. We never put wrong information before court.
You don't want to join us, eh?
We stand by what we say.
Yeah. Maybe I should induct you as an assessor. Because Mr. Ngumalo counts the score. He says it's 3 against 1. Okay, are we meeting tomorrow then?
Yes, yes, my lord.
I'm sorry, are you available tomorrow?
Yes, my lord, I will come.
Okay, fine.
Masiku kusasa mpaka mimi